Yes, indeedy. So welcome, everybody. We're excited to have you here. And we just want you to know that you are watching BizChicks TV. So, again, good morning, everyone. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups. I'll be joined shortly by my co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech Diva. We're going to be talking tech today. And don't worry, we're going to be talking tech in English. So, sit back, relax, enjoy. We're about to take a fun ride. Oh, my goodness. For those of you who are interested in what's going on in technology, I have a couple of things I want to share with you today. One of those things is the fact that there are new electric racing vehicles that are being produced in Africa. Yes, they're called high speed electric vehicles for racing. And these vehicles are just really, um, I don't know what to say. They go up to 100 miles an hour. Right. And so the deal is because they're electric, the runs are really short. The runs will run like 3 to 4 minutes. Um, and everybody's saying they really are impressed with these electric vehicles. Um, but of course, everything needs to be perfected, everything in its season. Yes. It says so they've been featured on extreme sports. There's a sport called Extreme E-Racing series, which was launched earlier this year. And these electric sports vehicles compete in a series of off-road events. So in 2022, Supercharge, which is the event name, will bring EVs, electric vehicles, racing to city streets around the world. Wow, this can be street racing with these vehicles. I find this really astounding. Um, Let me see if I can actually share my screen so that you can see these vehicles. How you doing this morning? Oh, Beverly, it's so good to have you in. And we've got Dr. Tachi in the clubhouse and Dryer Bus. You know, you guys are just so faithful. I thank you for how you show up. And I really do appreciate it. So, Beverly, let me see if I can share my screen and also so that if I can explain to those of you who in Clubhouse what these vehicles actually look like. So they look like scooters. And frankly, the base is wide and both feet fit on the fit on the platform. And basically, I don't know how they got these scooters to go so fast on an electric battery. But evidently, this is a thing, and it's going to continue to be a thing. Um, I'm excited about it. Also, there is a new technology that allows robots to give us shots. Are you ready for this? Yeah. Yes, I'm going to try to bring that picture up. Hold on a moment of this robot actually giving us a shot. So, how you doing this morning, friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All is well. All is well. I'm yes, ma'am. Okay, friend, I'm going to turn you up to turn up my computer so we can hear you better. Okay. I think you'll be able to hear her much better now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wasn't saying anything. It's probably why you couldn't hear me.
no, but when we were talking, they couldn't really hear us. Okay, so let me get this picture in here. Can you guys see that? This little robot right here is actually giving this guy an inoculation. So that is to say that, hey, robots are going to be giving shots. This is in the UK. Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
And the little uh, puncture takes place with the robot arm. So you step up, get your shot, and keep it moving. I I find this
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really bizarre. Really, really.
We've we've seen too many horror movies. We've seen too many science fiction stuff. And we were like, yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
Well,
It's
okay.
not my
Anybody?
cup of tea. I would prefer to have someone give it to me versus a robot. But hey, what can I say?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the recourse if obviously whenever something goes wrong with a robot or a machine, it's human error. What is the recourse if something does happen? Who gets sued? Who's in trouble?
I don't know. I think we need to
The,
talk to a personal injury attorney. I don't know, but
whoever
usually they go for the deep pockets.
whoever loaded up the whoever loaded up the whatever it was in the shot, whoever loaded the gun,
Oh, okay. So then there's personal liability, and then there's corporate
because the
liability. Mm-hmm.
because the robot per se maybe doesn't have the wherewithal of sense to load up the stuff
Mm-hmm.
into itself unless it's what was that in there was remember the show a long time ago, it was 2000 and something Odyssey, a space Odyssey, some
Oh,
weird stuff, and the computer was doing. I was like, wow.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, when the computer decided to do its own thing.
okay. It just went rogue and just started living its own life.
Hmm. I was like, yeah, here we go.
Wow. Well, I say that to say that this is one of several things happening. Uh,
Mark got comments.
I'm sure he does. What is Mark saying about this wonderfulness?
Mark said it was cute until it shot me in the nipple.
Oh my gosh. Well,
And Jerry Scott said software problems and oops, operator error. Because we get that all the time. Whoops, sorry. Not while you're that stuff happens a lot. We already have that without the robot.
that's true.
So now we're gonna have it with the robot.
Well, sometimes chicken, sometimes fish. I also there's one more article I want to share with you. Let me see. Let me pull this up because I think this is just really phenomenal. And let me share my screen real quick. Uh, this is to say that in Rwanda, can you guys see that? In
Mm-hmm.
Rwanda, they are building. They have set up a business for electric motor bikes
Taxis.
as taxis. Yes. And there are around 25,000 of these motorbike taxis operating in Rwanda's capital. I think this is just so cool. I'm going to scroll down and you can see the passenger on the back of the motorbike, um, creating all of this gig economy. Motorbike taxis often cover hundreds of kilometers a day. So they're doing, hundreds of miles a day on these motorbikes. And I'm scrolling down so you can see more pictures of all of these drivers. And you can see the battery um, is exposed right there in the car. And it's gotten so popular that instead of recharging stations, what they're doing is you go there, you put your battery down, and you exchange it for a charged battery so that you don't have to wait. Uh, they've got it down to a science, and they are actually building these bikes in Rwanda, Africa. And now here's a picture of them in the plant designing the bike. He's working on the the different upgrades, prototypes, and building bikes. I think this is so cool. ah, they
That's
also,
good.
yeah, and they plan on partnering. He says here, for the first time, being we also happen to be a motorbike company with spare parts and maintenance too. However, we're glad to work with the big existing petrol motorbike manufacturers in the vehicles on the vehicle side of things. So they're saying they're willing to create and produce these EV bikes um, if someone wants to partner with them. I see this going just global. I like the idea. It's easy to park. There's no, exhaust to deal with. It's environmentally friendly. What do you guys think about it?
So if I could chime in
Hmm.
as your resident African, I think this is a wonderful thing. I think that this is the only concern I would have.
Uh-huh.
Many African countries don't have stable electricity. I'm not Rwandan, so I don't know how stable it is. But I do know that from my time being in Nigeria, you'll be sitting minding your own business 1 minute, the next minute it's on. So they could possibly have stations hooked up to a generator or whatever for it to work. But that was the first thing I thought about, because I think it's fantastic, this type of transportation. Okay, the other thing with this is like, all right, roads. So this really, even though it's a scooter and it's EV, this still requires that you have an infrastructure of roads that are great. And I have to be honest, Africa doesn't have great roads because we often have leaders that don't do what they're supposed to do with the, just like here. That's government all over the place. They don't do what they're supposed to do with the allotted money. And so and because of the lack of rules when it comes to that, sometimes the money that was allocated for capital projects may not happen. So we need to improve the infrastructure, the road system, in addition to other infrastructure. But we need to improve that before anything that's a vehicle or not can work.
Well, I noticed that this appears to be in the capital.
Right.
Where and they, because from the pictures the roads look pretty decent. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Starts. And there's a high concentration of popular people in African cities because that arguably is where the work is going to be. But there also needs to be, what does this mean for, I call them villagers, but for people who live in villages who really need that type of transportation, who could use that to get to, say, things like doctor's appointments, etc., that are not in the villages, but are in the cities.
Yes.
They could use that to get there. So I think, I don't know what the plans are. It sounds wonderful, but I think there are a few infrastructure things that we need to look at before something like that can actually work.
Okay.
For the masses.
Yes, and they do say in this article, says the company has set up battery swap stations where drivers exchange their depleted batteries for recharged ones. So like Tesla, with their own charging stations, and 5 are already in operation around Kigali. And then thank you, Kigali. And it says each swap station costs about $5,000. And the firm says it can build about 20 swap stations for the price of one conventional, gas station. Rwanda's government has a large role to play in moving e-transportation, balancing the pros and cons of e-mobility. There will be a loss of fuel tax revenue, but the benefits include a shift to locally produced power sources, lower importation costs because they're building them right there, job creation because it takes it's being assembled locally. So all of that, it says the government is offering incentives to take up electric bikes. The, I don't know what that means. It says it includes capped electricity tariffs for charging stations and rent-free land for them, preferential parking, travel lanes for electric vehicles around the district, and restrictions on the ages and emissions of polluting vehicles. So it looks like it's going to be a go, and that the government's on board. So what can I say?
I think Dr. Tachi was also talking about the greed factor, because there are
Government issues.
the greedy people. You always have to be mindful of greedy people that don't want, well, we want petrol. And, the ones when change comes,
Yeah,
they're like, we don't want it.
you don't
Okay.
want it. Yeah, there's always someone who's resisting. But let me pop off. I'll be right back, guys. Carry on.
Hey, make me. Are you leaving? Because make me a moderator.
Okay, so TJ, good morning.
Good morning. I was like, hey, what happened? Taralita left.
No, she said she'll be back. Yeah, she needed to pop off for a quick second.
Okay. So let me get my notes.
Well, I can do this day in tech history.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Late.
I didn't know you didn't do that.
Well, no, that's only because I was.
No, let's get the history.
Yeah. So, okay, that is a way too big of a story right there. Pets.com put to sleep. November 7th, 2000, after only 2 years in business, Pets.com shuts down operations, cited as one of the biggest failures of the dot-com bubble. Pets.com was able to gain significant brand recognition through its extensive marketing campaign and sock puppet mascot, but lost money due to an unsustainable business plan. Ironically, the company's best-selling product was its sock puppet, and yes, the author of this owns one. So I'm thinking, Pets.com should be rolling like right now with the pet industry.
They were ahead. I think they were ahead of their time. And like they said, they didn't have the right business plan. Yeah, they didn't have the right plan.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Yeah, because this was what year was this?
2000, November 2000.
2000. They were ahead of their time, ahead of their game, because here we are, 2021, buying pet stuff online is big business. I'm always seeing my neighbors with the Chewy. I think Chewy is it. So
yeah. And okay, so who didn't going now? Okay, so they might have ended, but who didn't go get that domain?
Is it still available?
I don't know, but Pets.com, they're probably holding it for ransom.
Probably. I would. But but problem with Pets.com, they were ahead of their time. They didn't have any forward-thinking people on the team. Because look, now pets is big business. Big business. So.
Ooh, 4,000, take your pet to the doctor for something, big business. I was like, what?
Pet influencers buying, like I said, they're buying the pet supplies, because who has time to go to the store and pick out pet things? And so they do it online. Oh well, Pets.com. Sorry to this man. How the meme goes.
Yes, and then Mark Ward says, that's the story I'm going to tell as well. Mark was simply ahead of his time.
I love it. Yep.
I'm going to do another story. He put the X in X-rays, November 8th, 1895. German physics professor Wilhelm Röntgen stumbles upon what he would later describe as X-rays while experimenting with electrical discharge tubes. Curious as to what was causing a faint green glow on a nearby fluorescent screen, he began systematically studying the unknown rays and published the first paper on the phenomenon less than 2 months later. He referred to rays as X, indicating that they were of an unknown form of radiation at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The name has stuck, although in several languages, X-rays are referred to as Rontgen rays, whatever his last name
His
is,
last name.
in tribute to his discovery. Incidentally, he was awarded the very first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1901 for his work on X-rays. And I'm like, okay. The green glow got me. I was like, yeah, I don't know if we want the green glow. November 10th, 2001, Apple ships the first iPod, the device that changed the course of both the music and technology industries. Of course, at the time, most experts could only focus on the fact that other devices cost less and may have had more impressive technical specs,
They
sort
did.
of like they do today.
Yeah, I real quick. There was Microsoft had a player. I think it was called
Zoom.
Zoom that I
Mhm.
really liked. So that was like, there was other players before the iPod, destroyed the competition.
Right. Is Dr. Tachi in here? Oh,
I
there it
think
is.
so.
There she
That's
goes.
it.
Hey. So, yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah, so the
they
iPod,
thought,
right.
yeah, they thought the
Mhm.
iPod was too simple or something.
Simple.
And I
They're
think
simple. I'm sorry.
She said they simple.
Oh my gosh.
Simple was
November
best.
12th, 2000, Bill Gates demonstrates a functional prototype of a tablet PC. Microsoft claims the tablet PC will represent the next major evolution in PC design and functionality. This is November 2000.
Mhm.
However, the tablet PC initiative never really takes off, and it isn't until Apple introduces the iPad in 2010 that the tablet computing is widely adopted.
Yep, and they made a lot of fun over the name iPad. There was a bunch of jokes, but who's laughing now?
They are.
Apple.
Let me tell you, I was at NATP, the National Association of Television Program Executives, because it was 2009, I believe. I went to their conference was in Vegas, and we were all waiting with bated breath on what this new thing was going to be called. Everybody said, "Oh, it's probably going to be called the iTablet." And then it came out later on around 4:00 that day when they made the announcement. Now this predates when they were live streaming everything. They didn't used to do that. So we were just watching the wires and it's like, oh, it's called the iPad. I remember very well because we were all, have you heard about the new thing from Apple? I mean, because remember they had just released the iPhone, which really revolutionized mobile technology. So we were all waiting for what was the next big thing from them. The iTablet, which was the iPad. Yeah.
And they made a lot of fun over the name. It was like a joking kind of thing, like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, who's laughing now?
He who laughs last. Laughs bloody best. Yes. Apple is laughing and eating apples all the way to the bank.
And that is my tech history for this week.
Good stuff.
That was good.
Take it away, TJ.
All right. So this week in social media news and updates, let's start with YouTube. This has I've seen so many spaces on Twitter over this. YouTube has removed the dislike count on all videos on the platform. The count, the button that goes like that is still there. It's just the count is not there for public viewing.
Oh, it's there for the
if you own the channel, you have access to all the things in the background, the analytics. I forgot what it's called. It's the section where you go and you look at everything about your channel and your videos. So you as the owner of the YouTube channel will see the likes and dislikes. It's not for public viewing. So YouTube believes, this is from them, YouTube believes the change will better protect its creators from harassment and reduce the threats of what it calls dislike attacks. Essentially, when a group teams up to drive the number of dislikes a video receives. Now, let me talk about that for a second, because I was just in the Clubhouse. I think Roberto Blake was there. He's been talking about it a lot everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, so what it is that, and then YouTube put out a video, it's like 3 minutes. I don't want to play it, but I'll put the link there explaining exactly what this dislike thing is that people are ganging up and creating accounts to, if they don't like the creator, if they don't like the owner of the channel, or if they don't like this or that, they're ganging up and making multiple accounts to go in and cause the dislike button to go down, thinking it will harm the YouTube creator. So YouTube saw this happening, and they said, well, the way to combat that is to just remove the number, because they did studies saying that, and this was coming from people saying, oh, you can't, if you put the dislike there, some reason they came up with, but YouTube did some studies and said it doesn't, seeing the number or not seeing the number doesn't affect the views of the videos on the channel. So of course, we're on this wave of harassment and being nicer online. Thanks, Meta. So YouTube is like, we're going to take this step, because I think they've tested it since March of this year, earlier this year. And the number isn't there. The button is there. So you can dislike all you like, but it's not an incentive for others. It's like a pile, like a gang up pile to like, oh, we don't like you, so we're going to make all of these fake channels and come over and thumbs down your video. So
and that's so stupid.
It is stupid. It's stupid.
People with nothing better to do. How very dare you? Do they know how hard it is to make video?
Right.
Unless you are out and out being hateful or inciting violence or just doing something damn stupid, what would be the reason for you to dislike? Because you disagree? So you don't have to write a comment and like, well, thank you for your, but I disagree, because chances are the creator is going to be like, I don't bloody care.
Right.
I made this to put up. You don't have to like it, because guess what? You don't have to watch.
Right.
Sorry,
so
go ahead.
No, it's okay. YouTube explained that public dislike counts can affect creators' well-being and may motivate targeted campaigns to add dislikes to videos. They're saying that it serves as a signal to others when videos are clickbait, spam, or misleading, which can be useful. So the thing is that it's not like a bot going around dumbing down. It's actual people. And for the stupid reasons of, I'm a troll, I don't have anything else to do, I don't like PewDiePie, whoever the biggest guy is on YouTube, so we're going to make all of these. Who has the time? You had time to make all of these accounts and go and target one person? Get a life. So YouTube says that when it tested hiding dislike numbers, people are less likely to use a button to attack the creator, commenting, and they go in and actually comment, I just came here to dislike. So they're saying that is it takes away the satisfaction for the troll to see the number go down. These people are crazy.
You notice how in every industry you have stupidity.
Oh
yes.
It's like, come on, really? In everything, wherever there's someone trying to do good or someone is doing something of value, then you have something crawling out of the pit,
right,
to cause problems.
Jealousy. I mean, and we see that a lot with YouTube creators, particularly, I watch a lot of YouTube, and I watch a lot of fashion and travel and luxury. And there's this whole hatred by some people, especially when it comes to Black women creators. There've been like a rash, or I shouldn't say a rash, but a slew of Black YouTube creators that are women that are talking about luxury goods, that are traveling and going on trips. I read about that.
There's some kind of hatred going on because these types of women, they shouldn't have access to luxury and Listen, I say to that, if that's your bag, do it. And that's why I like what YouTube is doing and what Instagram is doing, where it doesn't show the number. It doesn't show any negativity, because that keeps the incentive for the creator going.
Exactly. So wait, because you can't go
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
can't buy
nobody
it.
can go because you can't, because I can't do it. Nobody should have it. So there's this
Listen,
jealousy.
These people have mental health issues, and that's why I say go into if you ever want to go into mental health in some capacity, do it, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people that you can get to pay you to help them. They need help.
Specialize
help.
in social media disorders. Seriously.
Yeah,
That
I'm
could- yeah.
I'm being serious. If that's what
Yeah.
you're interested in, it's going to be wide open, available. Just
Okay,
figure out how
but
to do it.
isn't the same thing as that they have to want help? Wait, they have to understand something is
Yes,
wrong.
but see, I'm looking at it in a way of, it's not like you're going to the psychiatrist or you're going therapy. It's going to be a thing where it just like they don't know that they're getting, I don't know,
Oh,
reprogrammed, or I don't know what the word is I'm thinking of, but they're not going to
okay,
know
yeah.
that it's for their mental health. It's just going to be like integrated into just
Okay,
normal
I get
stuff.
it.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm
that's
thinking of
good.
the word. It's not coming to me. But
Yeah,
it's
but
not going to
they
be
need
like
help.
you need therapy. It's going to be like, oh, this will do this, and they go, oh, it's like a. I don't have the word to explain. I just feel like that's going to be a thing. So if you can get into it, get into it. But
Okay,
they need help.
they
really
do.
do. They need
They
help.
got
So,
nothing else better to do.
so listen, YouTube took away their toy that they were using to,
I'm
oh,
glad.
I'm going to their channel and I'm going to dislike their stuff, and I'm going to put the comment, I'm just here to I'm just here to it's a bully going to the playground and just stumping everywhere. YouTube said we took that away from you. So I think it's a good thing.
I do
Me
too.
too.
So look for
I
it other
agree.
places. Look what other, because there's a wave, and we talking about Facebook, and there's this mental health issue with teens, but it's going to be everybody. It's this wave of hate and bullying and harassment on social media that is going to be stopped somehow. I don't know if it's going to be 100%, but it's like it's going to be an antidote thing where, okay, that's bad over there. Let's go over here and feel better. It's
Patricia
coming.
says they call it re-education down here.
Re-education.
Mm.
But it's they're not going, because if you tell somebody, oh, you need therapy, it's immediately like no. But if you put it another way, then they go, oh, and they don't even know. Like you get reprogrammed or re-educated, like Pat is saying, and it's gonna make the world a better place. So look for more social media platforms to do things like this, where the negativity is going to be turned down and the positivity is going to be turned up, because it's needed. It's needed. So thank you,
Mhm.
YouTube. All right. So Clubhouse has launched a replay feature. Now,
Did we ever record it? How
what's
we
that?
gonna replace? Okay,
Okay,
how
so
are we replaying and we didn't record
you
it?
can. So this is the deal. You can record if it's you're the host of the room. You started the room. You can record it, and or not. There's an option. You don't have to. But when you go into Clubhouse now, I'm seeing it. It will say replay on or replay available. Let me see, because I saw
But
one today.
okay, so there's a button that you can push for record now. Did I miss that memo? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
was
don't
the
know where
hot
it
news
is.
of
I
the year.
haven't looked because I haven't started a room. So anybody that you started a room, there's an option. Bonnie Frank did it. That's how I know. And speaking of
Okay,
Bonnie,
Dr. Tachi, you were saying that there is
go ahead.
actually a record button.
No, I don't. I said I don't know because I haven't started a room. but
Right,
it
you have to
probably
start a
is-
room.
You have to start a room to see what it looks like. But usually, I don't know. Dryer Buzz, it has started a room before, I think. So you can actually there's the option to
Right.
record, which is why
Right.
you'll say replays on or
Right.
replays
So
off.
this is the thing. They're saying, okay, with the feature called replay, public room, it has to be a public room. Public rooms can optionally be recorded as they happen and then saved to a club or a user profile. Replays will also be downloadable so that anyone hosting a room can share it externally outside the clubhouse as a pod. And this is their example. You could share it as a podcast, a clip on YouTube, an Instagram story, a TikTok video, or anywhere else. Now, like I said, Bonnie did this. Bonnie Frank did this, and she and I back chat. We were talking on the chat, and she said that the way that they let you share it outside of Clubhouse is odd. She said it was like let me see her because she sent it to me. She said it's a text file they give you. Then you have to copy paste it into a browser and download. She said it's a cumbersome process. Not at all like Periscope, Blab, or Facebook, or anything else we've done. She said to share it out of Clubhouse, that you have to go to the browser and download it and then manipulate it to where you want it to go. Do some
Okay,
further editing.
I'm still lost at how can you replay
It's
something
when you
and you
start.
don't even.
You have to, when you start the room, there's a button that says replays or record or whatever. And then when we're in the room, it says replay on when it's live. And then after it's not live, it says something about replay. There's some wording. Did I have a screenshot? Let me see if I have a screenshot of it.
I'm in here now playing with it because I'm not on where you guys are.
Right,
So
but you have to do. I think you have to
introducing.
do it when you
Let's
start
go.
the room.
I'm going to try starting a room because I'm like, what?
Okay, yeah, do it while we're doing. And I thought I had a screenshot, and I don't have the screen.
And it says replays on.
Right,
here.
that's it. That's it.
But
it's on.
Where is the record button?
I don't think there is an actual button. Is there?
There's an option. It's an option. I don't think
it's an option, not a button.
Option when you start. Hold on. Let me see.
It says replays on, so I guess they're going to record.
So it's on. Yeah.
So is it an option that you have to turn on from the settings, or is it based?
Mine was on.
Says, public rooms option be recorded as they happen.
Okay.
I didn't get the actual example of how to do it. It's just that when the host does it, there's an option. So Clubhouse creators can see who is listening to a room's replay after the live room ends, allowing them to connect with other users who didn't listen to the experience in real time. Replays will pop up in Clubhouse existing discovery features, including search, beginning next week. They're also adding a total room count feature to give hosts more useful analytics on how many people listen to your room. Now, I've seen that when you go in, right, at the top, if it's a club, and then you have the title, right under the title of the room, it will say it will show the number of people, and it will say replay available or replay on. It says replay something.
Okay, so let me show you what I got. So on here,
let's see if I can find.
Okay, let me see. I might need to make me
big.
Can you all see my phone? Hold on. You see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when it says replay on, that means it says replays are on. This room is being recorded.
Right.
So you don't get the option of not recording or recording.
Well, you do, because there are Anne has something to say over on
the Clubhouse.
Hold on the Clubhouse side. Let's let her up, because she started a room, so she knows.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, here she comes. Hey, Anne.
See that button? Yeah, it's a green button.
Hold on. Are you guys hearing Anne? She's speaking.
No, not yet.
Hold on. Speak, Anne.
See that button? It says replays. You have to turn it on.
And hold on, we're not hearing you. Hold on a minute. See, I can't put her up because
can you go ahead?
No, because you're going to hear. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. I'm muting myself and then going to turn. No, but I can't. That won't work because you won't hear her.
Right.
Okay, stand by.
But there is a button when you hit start room.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my mute.
Okay, but there is a button when you start a room.
Anna's up; she can speak.
Okay.
Okay, the button that is already highlighted that says replay on, that means that you're going to record your room. However, if you click on that button, it'll turn it off if you don't want your room recorded.
It's right here.
Okay, they've got it, and thank you.
We have it. Thank you. There's a button when you go to start a room at the top where it says replay. It says replay, then it's on. It's green. If you don't want to replay, turn it off because it's right next to title and it's before you start the room.
Well, no, that is you only get that option when you actually schedule the room. When you're setting up the schedule to schedule the room, you scroll down and you click on replay, click on that little green highlighted replay button so it can turn off. Otherwise, you don't get to go back and turn it off if you schedule the room with it on.
See, it's there when I hit start a room at the bottom. That's what comes up.
Right. So click on it.
Right. Mine is already on. It's already on. So if I don't want the replay, I turn it off.
Right.
Yeah. So I was trying to find Bonnie had a replay on hers. Let me see if I can find, because it had the total number. It shows you the total number of people that watch the replay. So you get that kind of analytics after well, I think ads is going. Let me see if I can find her. Weekly rooms. Okay. All right. I don't know how I found her replay because I found it after she was. Oh, I know. It was, I went to the bell for activity and then it showed you all the rooms that you missed. But if it's a replay, when you tap it, it'll say replay. Oh, all right. She's live. I don't want to. Let me see. Does that? No, that's not that is a replay. All right, let me leave. Okay, so if you go to your activity, which is the notification bell, it won't say which one has a replay, but if you say you missed it. So I have one here from Rocky that she did one 17 hours ago. So when I tap it, it starts playing and it looks like this. It just looks like a regular room. And then there's a button where I can skip. I can change the speed. So she's playing some kind of music. So I can, and you can also, all right.
You can check out my bio.
You also, there's also a button. Let me get out of that. There's also a button to skip to the next speaker in the replay. So, you know, in Clubhouse, there's a bunch of people on stage. If there's like 10 people, so you can skip by speaker when they're speaking, when they're talking. So it jumps that way.
Okay.
These are a lot of nice features.
Right. And then this one that I have from yesterday said it was 197 people in it. Also, it will say, like, if people are watching the replay, it's at the bottom. So I'm watching her replay. So it shows her. Then I'm watching her replay because there's a section that says replay and it says number 6. So 6 people watched her replay from yesterday. There's also a button to clip, to share the clip. Like if you hear something and you want to share the clip, it's there also.
Correct. And I'm just wondering, now that I created this room with the replay, can I delete it? And I'm like, I can't find, it says you can go in and resume or start from the beginning, but on the little dots, it does not let me
delete.
It won't let me delete that.
At some point, I'm sure there'll be a delete because they don't have infinite server space.
Right.
Absolutely. Which is why you think they try to make it convenient.
Right.
Oh,
and there's a button that replays the last 15 seconds. And there's also a scrubber.
Right?
You are, and I love it.
So you can skip forward by speaker. You'll see a picture of their icon. There's also a scrubber, you know, the little button that lets you with your finger go back and forth. There's a 15-second go back. You can go back every 15 seconds, and then there's a speed where you can do 1x, 1.5, or 2, and it speeds up the speed.
How did you get there, Fran?
There it is. So she got it. Delete.
I came in. I had to come in. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're getting reverb from there. Okay. You're muted, Fran. Hold on. Okay. Unmute yourself, Fran.
Okay, but don't forget that we have people on the radio side that
Right.
can't see.
That kid is
What I was trying to tell you is I had the blower. The guy was like really right there.
Okay.
Okay, so there's down on my profile, I guess it says you are a speaker in this whatever, whatever, and you have a play.
Okay.
And then so now I can go to the three dots over wherever the three dots are right there.
Yeah.
Hit the three dots and I get delete replay.
Gotcha. All right. Interesting.
Mm.
So there is some control. It's just a matter of finding out as usual
Right.
what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I can see that. Now, you know what I had problems with this just now? How to mute myself. I was like, really? Where is the mute button when I came into there he is.
So the thing to realize about this, if you watch someone's replay, they're going to know because it shows up at the bottom. Your icon in Clubhouse shows at the bottom under replay. So there's a new section at the bottom. It says replays.
Mm-hmm.
So they will know that you.
So they'll know that you watched it.
Yes.
You can even so. What? Pretend I wanted to be incognito. I couldn't.
No. Nope.
No.
I guess not. Wow. I mean, not that I would mind, but the thing is, sometimes you know the interesting thing is sometimes there are rooms that you're like, what's that about? But you don't want to show your face in there.
Right.
So if you watch the replay, now it's not. That's not anonymous either. Okay.
Right. So there's no anonymous. Also, remember there's the pin links feature. So now when you start a room, you can pin a link to your landing page, your book, your website, whatever, your TikTok, whatever you want people to go.
That's nice.
Right.
It is a very nice feature.
Yeah, it is. That was a good add-on. There's a lot of comments on the top on the
Mark Ward.
Yeah.
Let's see what Mark has to say. Hold on.
The first comment from Mark Ward says, there is a replay on Clubhouse. There was a room playing inspirational messages from Oprah that ran for 24 hours straight.
Oh, I wonder if that's Evan Carmichael's room. Because Evan Carmichael does that a lot.
Okay.
And then he says it's the new extortion feature on Clubhouse. Record someone revealing their hidden secrets and allow it to replay until they pay the ransom.
Oh my God.
Stop giving people ideas, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
You know that's wrong. There's so many levels, Mark. Okay.
So just remember the club. If you go in live, it will say replays enabled or something at the top. So that's your clue that if you can't watch it live, you can come back later. But I found the replays by going to my bell activity and then saying, oh, it said Bonnie Frank had a room like yesterday, and then I tap it and then it goes into the replay. But they should really put some kind of notification in the activity bell that says it's a replay, because I don't know.
Well, you know what I like about this is that sometimes people are on simultaneously. Now I can go back and catch the show.
Right, because it'll say at the top replay on or replay available.
I like that.
So I saw one the other day and I was like, okay, I can come back, but I have to remember how to come back because there's no category of replay. There's no way to know unless you go in the room or tap where your activity bell is and it says all the rooms of people that you follow. It'll be there.
And then you can tap that.
But there's nothing, I don't think there's anything in the hallway that says, okay, the replay is on. Oh, let me get out of that. Okay, let me get out of that. So when you go in the hallway, it's just the name of the club, the title, the people in it, and the number. They should have a little green or something It says replay.
Replay. Some way to acknowledge.
Yeah, because how I found it was by accident. I just went to the Bell activity, and then it said, "Oh, Bonnie Frank," and I tapped Bonnie's, and it's grayed out, meaning that it's a room that's over, and it just went live. Well, not live. It took me into the room, and then I was in the replay section, and then we started talking, and I said, "Oh, this is cool." And she said,
okay.
"Oh,
Huh.
right." So
That's special.
a replay, you go immediately to the replay section.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom. So Clubhouse, new feature, replays, and the pinned link.
Mm-hmm.
So they are doing things.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
What do we feel about that? I know Fran is still playing with hers.
I like that because I don't have to miss something. I don't
Right.
have to miss when somebody is doing something and there's a conflict in my schedule. I can come back and listen to it because we have replays on YouTube,
right,
Facebook, and everything else. This is great.
Makes sense.
And also because of the time difference, you know, like you guys are up on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up too, but I committed to some things so early in the morning that when you're on, I can't really jump in. And so I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, it kind of alleviates that, and we all had that on Clubhouse. I was like, oh, I can't go to that, and it's live, and it's like if I'm not there, then I'm missing it. But if they put the replay on, then you know the person that started the room, they have to turn it on. So
by replay on, automatically it means it's being recorded, and Anne showed us how to turn that on when you first come into your when you first create the room. You turn that green button on, and so that your replays are on. I was like, oh, it could just say recording on, and the replay is.
Terminology and wording is, you know, the way they write things.
I was like, okay.
Okay, so let's talk about something we never talk about: Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Netflix is bringing a TikTok style feed of short kid clips to the app. This is for kids. So they're doing a new TikTok inspired feature that specifically targets younger viewers. And it will have kids clip on iOS only for now, the iOS app, which will show short video clips from the Library of Children's programming to help young viewers find something to watch. Okay, so this will be and it will be horizontal instead of vertical, and will take over the entire screen. In addition, kids will only be able to view 10 to 20 clips at any one time. So it is like a cutoff where they can't just, you know, constantly
be addicted. It's not just watching it all day.
So Netflix will add new clips every day based on the current shows and movies available on the platform, as well as the future ones. So it's like a coming attractions coming soon.
I don't understand. Wait a minute. You said it's like TikTok.
A TikTok-like feed in the Netflix app
for kids.
And this is because Netflix knows that adults and you're the parent or whatever, you have a hard time finding what to watch on Netflix. So this is a way to alleviate that. So you go in and it's a section called Kids Clips, and it's a test. So they're saying it's not available to everybody.
Here's my question: the kids are not creating the content.
No.
Providing content.
Think of it as trailers. This is trailers, short clips that they want to TikTokify their app because everybody wants to TikTokify their app.
They want to do clips, of like you said, like trailers.
And the clips roll into like TikTok. They just roll into each other. Go ahead, Taji.
Did they give
advertising, Chachi?
Okay. I was about to say, did they give a reason?
Yeah,
why
so this is the reason. They're saying it's because it's part of the company's efforts to combat decision fatigue. Which they're saying this ails many of their subscribers, like what to watch. So when you go into the app, boom, it pops up kids clip, and there may be some new shows that the kids don't know about, and it's little clips.
But I have nonsense fatigue. That's not the real reason.
It's not.
It's to guide them through the movie so that they'll stay on longer. That's all. It's just advertising.
Right. So it's a test. It's
Promos.
not
It's
available to
promos.
everybody. I'm going to check mine and see if I see it. It's called Kids Clips.
Okay.
But I don't watch any kid content. So
I probably got some on there because I
yeah,
got
you might have it. So
all
check your
those-
app.
all those
You
age
may. Yeah.
Let me see. Let me
coming
see.
in the house.
Uh,
Guys, what do you think about that over in the clubhouse? Are you concerned? Okay, I'm hitting on the profile of my 8-year-old granddaughter, and it says kids on there. Is that maybe that's the kids clip thing? Let me make sure my sound is down.
yeah. So I don't have it, and it's not available to everybody. It's a test. They're saying it's a
Okay,
test.
this says
So
kids.
here, let me show you the little.
What it looks
There's
like.
a screenshot for that, and I'm
Okay.
gonna
Oh, and I need to be in the app, right?
on the phone, yeah, or mobile, the app.
Well, I'm on my iPad. So,
Okay, it might be in there. Again, everybody doesn't have this because it's a test.
got you.
Let me see.
They're
I got
on here enough for us to be a part of this test, but okay. All
dear.
all the kids. It says exit kids. What is it?
Okay, so this is the image that they put up with the article. So this is one of
Okay.
their shows, and
Okay. What's the name of that
Wait.
show? Somebody's World.
Carla's World. Karma's World.
I'm gonna spell her name.
Karma's World.
Karmas. Karmas. Karmas.
How about
Karma's
that?
World.
Okay,
Okay.
I have this.
Mm-hmm.
Does that say watch clips?
Try that. Maybe that's it. Let's say. Let me take this down. Yep, that's it. And it plays horizontally instead of vertically, like TikTok is portrait. So this goes landscape.
But this is not like TikTok at all. Am I the only one that feels that?
This is what they're calling it.
That
This is what
analogy.
Netflix is calling it.
You see, because it's not the same. I'm with you, Dr. Chachi. I'm like, it's promos. Just
So
say
this is the title. It says Netflix is bringing a TikTok style feed of short clips to the app. That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is not a.
That's not
this is a-
TikTok because TikTok
It's
is
a
portrait.
short,
Right.
And not
and
only
Ann
that,
says it's
it's not-
Pokemon.
it's
Oh.
not created by the kids.
No, it's not going to be.
It's not. You can't create content for Netflix. Netflix
there
is
you
free
go.
service.
You know, I think I don't know. Did they term it a TikTok
They
like
termed
thing?
it, that's what
They
the
said that?
title of the article. Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay. Well, then
article
I
According to
think
Bloomberg,
the
they're saying Netflix will roll out a new TikTok-inspired feature that specifically targets its younger viewers this week, according to Bloomberg.
Okay.
So this came from Bloomberg.
I think
Well-
I think that's Bloomberg's mistake then.
Right,
Because unless they said this is TikTok like, they made the determination, the author, whoever it was, the writer said, oh, this is like TikTok. Bloody hell, it's not like TikTok.
It's
So
not.
I think that's the writer.
Yes, and all this is like Terry said. These are promos.
Those are
of
just promos
coming.
for the shows to help you find something to watch. So if they're
Right.
testing it with kids clips, this might be a feature that they put in the main app for adults to get you. It's coming attractions, it's trailers.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't we get coming attractions and trailers on Netflix right now anyway?
We do.
Right.
We do.
But they're trying to move it to a section outside of they're trying to move it to their own section like stories.
Great.
Woo,
And who knows
stop.
what Netflix is doing? I don't work for Netflix. I don't know what's in their head.
That's real.
I need you to know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's in there.
Bloomberg.
Barry.
But see,
Okay,
this is what
Bloomberg
this is
did
the
them a
thing.
disservice.
Remember last week I said everything was TikTokified. Every app
So they
pictures
say,
has a
yeah.
section. So that's because they know TikTok is this popular thing, and they're trying to jump on the bandwagon and ride the
The wave.
thing, hold the tail of the lion or something or whatever. They're trying to ride the wave.
See,
Okay,
this is
so
why
here-
millennials say "okay, boomer" because they don't understand things.
Okay, because Bloomberg messed that up.
Yeah.
This is not TikTok. Bloomberg
This
did
is
this is
not that.
this is just video.
Right.
This
And
is
because they put that, because I do a search of TikTok, that came up. I was like, okay, we can talk about it. But it's like, okay, it's not really TikTok. They're just trying to
And it don't
garner
look
some
like
interest.
TikTok. Okay, it's not in a vertical format.
No,
it's
it's
not.
hard. Yeah.
And it's not
They just
original content.
well, the content is going to be Netflix's content all the way. This is
I'm
just
talking
it's
about
not.
for it to be TikTok.
It is because Netflix does not allow you to create content, so it's Netflix's content. This coming attractions for shows that are coming up or shows that you haven't watched for kids.
AKA promos. Really?
Coming attractions, yeah. You might not know about this kid show, but here's a clip. Ooh, and the kid watches it. Ooh, mommy, can we watch that? And then you watch it on Netflix. You go to the full show or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So Bloomberg did them a disservice.
Yeah,
They did.
Meaning they don't know. Maybe they've never been on TikTok over there in Bloomberg.
I bet you any amount of money that's probably the case, or they've been on it and they don't understand it.
Right.
And they'll say, yo, this looks like that. That's
and
more
just
like
threw the
Quibi.
word TikTok in there.
And just say, oh yeah, TikTok is a buzzword. And some stupid editor said, yeah, this is great. We're gonna
let's
run
go
it at
with it.
5.
And never
Yeah, let's run
they
it.
don't even have the app installed.
Exactly. Just stupid stuff.
But
Oh,
these
that's
people will
word.
continue to work till the end of time. I'm done.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to Twitter. Twitter has brought their subscription service to the masses. Twitter Blue subscriptions in the US, premium subscription services. So Twitter Blue unlocks additional features like the ability to undo a tweet or browse news without ads. It's
What?
available.
Wait. Undo a tweet, not edit.
Yeah, not yeah.
Mm-mm.
So no, we're gonna get into details now. Hold on, let me get this out. So it's available to users in the United States for $2.99 a month, and New Zealand for four whatever their currency is $4. I want to say dollars, $4.49 a month. I'm not sure what the currency is there. So again, this $2.99 a month is an introductory price. It could go up. Just keep that in mind before anybody running over to Twitter thinking $2.99, it might go up.
Mhm.
Twitter is letting you know it's an introductory price and it's gonna go up. So this version, this paid subscription version of Twitter, free. Twitter is still free the way we have it now, but they have a version where you can make changes to published tweets, read ad-free news on popular sites, upload longer videos, and more. So here's the more. So here's the list. Undo tweets is not an edit tool, but you can preview a tweet after publishing it and revise it. You have up to 60 seconds to undo a tweet, reply, or thread you posted to Twitter.
Okay, wait. But it said revise. Don't that mean edit?
But no, it means take it down. You got 60 seconds. Hands up, 60 seconds. After
You know
60
how in
seconds,
Gmail when you send in a message in Gmail and it gives you that little grace period?
to pull
That's
it
what
back.
this is. Grace period before it goes live. All right, so ad-free articles, you can read stories from the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Atlantic, BuzzFeed, and more without ads. There's more. It says more than 45 sites are available with others coming. Also, a piece of your subscription fee goes directly to these publishers. Okay. Reader for threads. Now, this one, if you don't use Twitter, if someone tweets a series of tweets and it's like a long thread, there are add-on apps that you can use in Twitter, and you say add thread reader, and the bot will compile all of these tweets into a long PDF article. So that's a part of this subscription. Readers for threads. Long threads are now easier to read thanks to the new reader mode. As you scroll through a thread, large tiles will showcase each tweet underneath, displaying only the tweet and any accompanying videos or photos. Okay, so it just combines a series of tweets into one long one. Bookmark folders. So if you use the bookmark feature in Twitter, I do, you can organize your bookmarks in the folder so they're easy to find. Whenever you bookmark a tweet, you'll be asked if you want to add it to a folder. All right, so then also you get to customize the navigation bar. You can add bookmarks, lists, profiles, and monetization icons. It says iOS only. app icons. You can choose a different Twitter app icon for your home screen on your phone. 8 permanent icons and 3 seasonal ones. This is iOS only. Also, Twitter themes, you can change the way the colors are. You can change between blue, which is the original color for Twitter, yellow, red, purple, orange, and green. Again, iOS only. You also have access to experimental features that haven't been announced yet that are coming. So one of those, or two of those, is pin DM conversations. That means you can pin a tweet and a DM conversation. DM is direct message. You can also upload videos up to 10 minutes long and more. Right now, the limit for free Twitter is 2-minute videos. All right. So those are the main things that you get for the $2.99 right now. So what do we think of Twitter Blue?
I think it being able to have 10 minutes of video in Twitter may be worth it. We are talking $2.99.
Yes,
That's
$2.99
$3
for
now.
now.
$3 a month.
I know.
Introductory price. It will go up.
That's
Okay,
$36 a year.
I know.
Okay,
That's
so
almost $50.
so here's we get to go live to Twitter right now for the entire duration
For
of this
free, yes.
program for
Mhm.
free.
Mhm.
So are they saying the replay is only going to be?
No, this is the upload video. This
Oh,
has
okay.
nothing to do with live
So
stream. This is
we don't
upload
upload
video.
We don't upload video. Just talking for us, we don't
Right.
upload video. We go
Right.
directly live, and that goes on. And
Twitter live,
okay.
right? That's not affecting this. This is for if you upload video like you upload to YouTube. You upload video there and it stays there. So this video you upload stays on your profile. And right now the limit for free Twitter is it's a 2-minute video, the limit. So they're saying if you pay the $2.99, now you can upload longer videos to
I
your
guess
Twitter.
I guess if Twitter is your platform of choice and wherever you do most of your stuff, then that might work.
Right.
But I
But
can't
remember,
see
on
it.
Twitter, you can upload what you want to YouTube and send it to Twitter. So
Right.
I don't know who would want to upload. I haven't uploaded videos. We do the live stream that goes to Twitter, and it's like that's fine. So,
and the whole thing is up there, correct?
Yeah.
Like YouTube.
Oh, that's
How nice.
So I have not looked on Twitter to see what the conversation is about it, the subscription, but I will probably do that today.
I went over to follow Twitter Blue, and I was like,
okay, and
I can't see where it would be a benefit unless that is something that if you're on Twitter all the time and you're okay.
So
like you keep
let's
saying,
look at it like this. So say a brand, a business is Twitter is, like you said, their main platform. That's where their audience is. They might want to pay for the subscription and then they get to upload longer videos because their audience is on Twitter. If your audience isn't on Twitter, then
I wouldn't pay for it.
But there are some people who want these features, so I say,
and those are the people who are using Twitter all the time, apparently, because those are who the people at Twitter are listening to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
they're not talking to us.
No, they're not talking to me. They might be talking to TJ because TJ loves Twitter.
I like Twitter, but I'm not paying $2.99 because I don't see the benefit of any of this. I don't care about an undo that snatches it back within 60 seconds. Well, maybe, I don't know. I mean,
okay, you can't realize, whoops, I spelled something wrong in the 60 seconds because we can't even keep up with the Gmail and try
I just delete the tweet and redo it.
Right.
That's what I do. So I'm like, why the big whoop me whoop?
And essentially this is the same thing.
Right. It is exactly the same thing. I was like, so I'm still got to delete it.
You know what? I don't know. I might pay the $2.99 and see, but I'm like I said, I'm not interested. I didn't get to see the chatter. I'm going to go on Twitter and see what the consensus is, what people are saying. But I was like, yeah, okay. I don't care about changing the color from blue to orange or red.
I am appalled.
I don't care about that. Who cares about what color the thing is? Oh, I
my
don't like that blue. Let me change it to orange.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
Alrighty then. Okay.
I don't care. Now, the only thing I care about is the ad-free articles.
Okay,
'Cause I
that I
hate
can do.
when
but-
you see when somebody posts something from the LA Times or the Washington Post, you tap on it, it asks you to pay.
Okay.
To read the article, you have to pay. So I'm like, I go back out.
Mark got jokes. TJ is snatching back those twerking videos.
You are so wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the other stuff I don't care about. The only thing I might look at is the ad-free articles, but I have I have Apple News. So
Exactly. So I'm like, why?
That's what I'm saying.
I think
just
this
to
is
see.
an effort to compete.
Okay, never mind. I
know.
no.
I know Apple offers a lot more, but
use the free Twitter and be happy.
Okay. All righty then.
All right, so let's move on, Twitter. You get your little $2.99 from somebody else. All right, Instagram is putting in a feature to remind you to take a break from nonstop scrolling. So Adam Mosseri said that Instagram started testing it. Their take a break feature.
Oh, after they have incited us to scroll all this time.
Yeah. So, this is because of the Facebook brouhaha thing that's going on. So you opt in to the test and the app will remind you to do something else after 10, 20, or 30 minutes. Yeah, and they'll give you a suggestion that you should work on your to-do list. You should listen to your favorite music or something else.
Don't tell me what to do.
So if you have this option available to you, you'll see it. It says in the coming days. So if you're a part of the test, you will see an option to.
So if I'm addicted, they're working on me, right?
This is. You know what this is like, Terry? You know those billboards that we have up around here. They tell you to go to the casino, but then they say, if you're addicted to gambling, call 1-800.
Yeah, it's the same thing like having alcohol commercials and it says drink responsibly at the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or the Surgeon General warns that
smoking
is dangerous to their health.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I mean that's tantamount to that. Like we're not going to tell you what to do, but we're suggesting to you.
The reason why I think that they're doing this is because it keeps the legal issue down because Instagram says we've warned you. So you can't go and sue Instagram and say, oh, I did something, whatever, and I'm suing
now
Instagram.
I can have carpal tunnel in my scrolling finger and I want to sue
It's Instagram's fault.
Yes.
You can't bring any losses because they're putting the option in to gently remind you to take a break.
At your own risk.
Yes, so it's not for you, it's to protect Instagram legally.
Yeah,
from you bringing lawsuits.
Have mercy.
Okay. All right. So also Instagram adds TikTok. Here we go. TikTok like text-to-speech and voice effect tools to Reels. So these are some new features that, so you can play around with Reels. It's a text-to-speech feature. So if you don't use TikTok, this is what it is. In TikTok, you can type some text and it has voices you can choose from, and the voice will read your text instead of you talking. It's a very popular thing on Instagram. There was a few weeks ago. Well, I read a few weeks ago that the original people were mad because the original voice was a woman who did some voiceover work for something else. TikTok used her voice and she sued them, so they had to remove her voice. And now they have another woman's voice and some other voices, but they weren't happy with it because they liked the original lady's voice. But she sued TikTok and said, "You can't use my voice."
Well, then they need to pay her.
Exactly.
Right. That was the deal.
To pay her?
So she said either pay me or whatever. So they had the results and they took her off and they hired somebody else to do the voice
Do
and
you
it doesn't
believe that?
sound the same.
But they should have paid her for what the part that they were using.
That could have been a
Exactly.
part of the suit. I don't know exact particulars. I know that they had to take her voice off. She said, nope, you can't use my voice. So that is a popular feature on TikTok. So they're putting it on Reels. And so the text to speech tool, you find it in the text tool in the Reels camera. Once you record or upload a video, navigate the preview and add text. Once you add text, a text bubble will appear, and it lets users time when they want that bit of text to appear. This is the description of how to use it. They're saying there's a 3-dot icon to open a menu for each text bubble, which will give you the option to add text-to-speech voiceovers. There are 2 voice options to choose from. Now, in TikTok, I'm not sure the number, but it's more than 2 for the voice. I think you do a women's voice, a male's voice. You can do different types of voices.
Okay.
So you type in the text, and then text-to-speech reads it. And it, the text shows up on your video, but the sound is the automated voice or whoever, depending on what app you're in. So they're doing that. So they're putting this in the Instagram. All right. So more TikTok stuff. And the last one, Meta is going to restrict ad targeting based on thousands of sensitive topics. So what this is that they are taking some features out available to when you run an ad. So these interactions with content is related to ethnicity, health, political beliefs, religion, sexual orientation, and other hot button issues.
Does this mean I do not get to see my chocolate male strippers anymore?
Probably not. So this has to do with ad targeting. When you're creating an ad, there are, things you can choose from. So I remember years ago they had, it was location. Like there was some other things that they took out that people in real estate were using, and it was unfair. So Facebook had to remove those. So now they have to remove some more targeting features that can be seen as discriminatory. Okay. So this all has to do with you running ads that you'll see this. If you're looking at ads, you won't see these kind of ads because they're not available to choose based on, that information. Okay. And that's it. I'm done. That's this week in social media.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, then we're going to roll with Dr. Tachi here.
Yep. Tachi's here.
Come on.
Hey
Tachi.
there.
Talk to us.
Well, there
our lives.
there are a few things going on in media, tech, and pop culture, and I'm sorry, I don't know, I'm a little jumpy. I don't know what happened, but forgive me for that jumpiness. I think it's a connection thing. So let's talk a little bit first about Disney. Disney has hit 179 million total streaming subscriptions, and they're planning a bigger international push. So Disney Plus saw a slight slowdown in subscription additions in the fourth quarter, but they're pouring additional resources into local and regional content worldwide. So it looks to grow its global subscriber base even further, according to Bob Chapek, who is the Disney CEO. And he told investors this yesterday. So the company added 2.1 million Disney Plus subscribers to reach a total of 118.1 million. And this is in line with Disney's estimates, actually. They're growing. So the average monthly revenue per subscriber for Disney Plus came in at $4.12, down 9% year over year. But you think about how much does a subscription cost for Disney Plus? Is it $14?
It's $16 or $14.99, something like that.
I think it's $14.99.
So call it $15. So they're making out of that 15 revenue is $4.12 per subscriber. Oh. So yeah, that's down 9%, but that's still, 1/4. They're making like a quarter back of that. So that's interesting. So their total revenue in the quarter ending October 2nd came in at $18.5 billion. Direct-to-consumer revenue increased 38% to $4.6 billion in the quarter, but operating losses actually widened for them from $400 million to $600 million.
Mm.
Now that's interesting because if we're talking about, okay, theaters, we could see why. Because of the pandemic. So what it seems like is maybe we're starting to experience a tiny bit of churn here where people are like, okay, I don't need Disney Plus anymore. That could be it. So that's why slight subscriber down, operating costs have gone up. But remember, there's a lot that's happening in terms of operating costs with anybody who's media centered. Remember, we have a shortage of chips. That affects everything from media to automobiles.
Yeah.
So that could be a tiny bit in there. So there are a lot of things that could have added to that, why that 200 million increase in expenses.
Tachi, just a second. I went to look at the price. So they're having a Disney day. So it's $199 for 1 month, then $7.99 a month for Disney only. But then they have a bundle that's Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. That's $13.99 a month. So it's $7.99 just for Disney.
Just for Disney, okay,
Right,
it's $7.99.
right.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
So
the
they
one
want you
that-
to give that. Okay, but even better than. So if it's $7.99 a month, $8, that means you have a 50% return in terms of your revenue because you're making $4.19 per subscriber.
Right.
That's not bad.
Where's the problem? No, it's not bad. But you know, when they know that we didn't meet our projections.
Right.
Wow.
And I get you have projections as a company. That's why you exist. But if you look at it, do you really need... We talked about greed. I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Ozzy. Remember we had talked about Ozzy some weeks ago in terms of the this Black-owned media company. And they talked about how there was... some discrepancy in that in terms of somebody posing as was it Netflix? No, Netflix or YouTube?
I think it was YouTube.
It was YouTube.
Executive.
Somebody posing as a YouTube executive
Right.
in an earnings call. And and there were other unscrupulous things. They've suffered people leaving, etc. So Ozzy Media is facing federal investigation. The Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission have opened investigations into the Silicon Valley company, Ozzy Media, according to the New York Times. So federal prosecutors in the Eastern District of New York have contacted at least one firm that dealt with Ozzy, while the SEC has reached out to 2 other companies that talked about investing in Ozzy, according to the Times. So Ozzy Media boss, Carlos Watson, that's the one that was getting on and saying, look, we're trying to do damage control, which you don't ever do yourself. You leave that to your people, but I digress. Informed investors about these investigations in October, telling them in a letter that he hired the law firm Zuckerman Spader to, quote, help us navigate the investigations.
Did you say Zuckerman? Go ahead.
No, Zuckerman, yes. Not Bird.
Close. I know, close.
Exactly. It's like Zuckerberg. No, it is close. So this, yeah.
This is not good.
No, it's not good at all. Now the feds are involved. Now you've
the
done
feds.
it.
No.
Now you've done it. So this comes after this whole month of whiplash-inducing trouble and car wreck for this company. They had initial criticism, as we said. Yes, one of the employees impersonated a YouTube employee during a call with Goldman Sachs. And since then, they've gone from shutting down operations and letting its staff go to attempting to relaunch with 10 million on hand. What are you going to do with 10 million and trying to relaunch?
Wow.
I think that, as the older people like to say in the South, sat down somewhere. This is the time for you to sat down.
Get somewhere and sit down.
Exactly.
And he went on this whole PR tour. Well, a few weeks ago, I saw him on CSNBC, and he was on the Breakfast Club, and he was there and there saying, "Oh, it's nothing wrong."
trying to drum up support, trying to save face in the face of all this nonsense. But we knew, come on now. So now the feds are involved. So I'll have more on that as this develops.
It's
So
sad. It didn't have to be like
it
that.
is.
But
It didn't have to be like that. It's like, again, greed drives a lot of things. What were you not doing right? A lot of these things are preventable, completely
don't cut
preventable.
corners. Don't pretend that the YouTube executive this and that.
Exactly. How do you think these things are going to stay silent?
Sad.
These things always come to the surface. Come on, man.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about Rust. The movie where Alec Baldwin fired a prop weapon, and one person was injured, one person was killed. The director was killed. So there's a Rust crew member who has filed the first lawsuit.
Saw that.
And the armorer's attorney is saying that she was framed.
Say what?
The attorney for saying that she was framed. Yes, because there was a live round in there.
Right. I read something about that. The crew members were using the guns off time
for target practice.
Yeah, for target practice. But the crew, the prop master, whoever they didn't know. The directors and all of them didn't know. I read that. Is that still holding up?
This is why they're alleging that she was framed. So the chief lighting technician on the set of Rust, who held actually Halna Hutchins in his arms as she died on the movie set, has filed a civil lawsuit in Los Angeles and alleges that the film's producers, including Alec Baldwin, were negligent in Hutchins' death. So this lawsuit was filed in October. Well, no, not this one, but in the first lawsuit filed in October, Sergei Zventnoy, I think I said his name right, said that he narrowly missed being hit and that the cost-cutting and corner-cutting measures on the gun-heavy Western meant that actor-producer Baldwin, armorer Hannah Gutierrez, Reed, and other producers were, quote, consciously aware of the wrongfulness and harmfulness of their conduct. So the attorney for Gutierrez, Reed, who was the armorer on the set, said that his client is being framed for the tragic death that occurred when Baldwin shot the film's cinematographer. And on Wednesday, another lawyer, Jason Bowles, said in a statement, "We are convinced that this was sabotage and Hannah is being framed."
Now, there was some story saying that she was like an apprentice kind of prop master, or she didn't have the experience that I read that. There's something about her level of experience. Like I don't know if she was bragging or they were saying something about, something about her level of experience. Like she wasn't an experienced prop master with the guns or something. Like she was an apprentice.
Wow.
Well, she had been the armorer on the set before. So I hadn't read anything about her level of experience with that. All I know is that she had been the armorer on a set before. That doesn't mean you're a great armorer. But and then again, the allegation is because there was a whole lot of cost cutting. She was doing more than an armorer would normally do.
Because
she had a lot of tasks.
She had a lot of tasks, and you cannot, if you are responsible, because here's the thing, a prop gun is still a gun because it still has to fire like a gun, which is why they're locked up in a cage and you have to check them out and sign for them on a set because they're still guns, prop or not. So,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it common practice for people to take these prop guns and do target practice with that?
No,
I don't think so.
No, not at all, because they should not have been. First of all, you need to sign them out. So you're supposed to account where they are at all times. So no, it is not common practice. They
did this after, like they were not like the schedule. They did it off schedule or something.
After
nobody knew about it.
After hours.
Yeah.
Right, after hours on a break,
Yeah,
whatever.
after hours,
it was-
they weren't shooting or whatever, but they weren't supposed to touch the guns, and they did, and they put live ammo in it because they were doing target practice with live ammo when they
And-
were saying that there's another type of bullet that they use for these shoots that look like a bullet, but it's not live ammo.
they're blanks.
Right, they're blanks. Yeah.
So,
But somebody
because there
put
was
live ammo in it, which means
Right.
these people were taking the guns and using it for target practice when they know they shouldn't have.
Just out of order.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I am not a gun expert. I don't
Yeah,
even
me
like
either.
guns.
Me
So
either. This is
I'm
just what
not
I
a
read
fan.
because I was reading. So I was trying to figure out why after remember Brandon Lee, the same thing, not the same thing, but
Right,
he was
on the set of
killed
The
with
Crow.
right. So I was like, why is it still happening? That was years ago. It should have been some, I'm pretty
It's
sure they put
still
the ruling
happening.
in.
It's still happening because
Right.
in this country we have a dysfunctional relationship with guns and
Right.
violence. And we think that in order to portray that type of thing, it has to be as authentic as possible.
Right.
And we need to have a real gun. But we have a dysfunctional relationship with it because honestly, you don't need to have a gun to be able with CGI and all the things, but they're like, oh, we want the authentic.
And that's like I was watching The Harder They Fall on Netflix, which is really good. And that was in my mind when all they were doing all the gunfights and everything. I was like, wow, how did they get through this without? But you have to have experienced people on the set, know what they're doing, and this and that. So,
and again, that's a period piece. Go ahead.
Yeah,
and you have to have people who were willing to be disciplined. I mean, obviously they took the stuff out without.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They shouldn't. I'm pretty sure Hollywood or they not put some rules in place where the prop gun must be
they're supposed to be
locked up when it's not being used, and it must be triple checked by 3 people. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right?
They didn't put that in after Brandon Lee.
So even if they did put it in, if you have something that's really low cost and low budget like this, but
costs,
you're cutting costs. Now, if Alec Baldwin was involved, I'm sure this was a SAG film, that this was a union set. What happens on sets is that SAG-AFTRA will come by to make sure, and it will be surprise visit, to make sure that all conditions are conducive to the rules of SAG-AFTRA or whatever union while they're on the set.
Okay,
so this happened to be a time, obviously, when nobody was there doing things. So while they're on the set, but if this happens afterwards, the questions are, number one, who gave them access? Because nobody else is supposed to have access but the person who's the prop master or the person who is in charge of the props. There's supposed to be a prop room with a cage that is locked for firearms.
Okay.
You cannot. So what happened to all of that? So there are a lot of questions in terms of this, and I'm just waiting for things to unfold so that I can better understand exactly what happened.
Thorough investigation is still ongoing, right?
Wow.
Right. So we can say any.
I'm just upset because it's like it didn't have to happen. That's I see. I'm like, this didn't have to happen. Like, come on, people, get it together.
No,
Hollywood.
It didn't need to open. It didn't happen.
Somebody lost. There's the child without a mother, a husband without the wife, family.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and sadly, I don't think we've learned
a family
anything. This could probably happen again.
Yeah.
It's been since 1993 when Brandon Lee died. How many years is that? This is 30 years?
Gotta
now?
be. Yeah.
So this is almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
That 29 years 28 years so that this has happened. So almost 30 years, and you still haven't made any move to ensure gun safety on set, because this is a gun safety issue. There's no such thing as a prop gun, because a prop gun has to work like a real gun. So these are arms. The same thing when it's a period piece and you're talking about cannons and all of those are still things that can kill people.
Still cannons.
They're still cannons. They still have to work like cannons. So we have to be conscious in the industry to be as careful as possible. And then it's like, do you really need that to tell the story? Is that 100% necessary? Or are you just so enamored with violence that you need it in there?
Yeah, I'm not looking to say, was that a real firing of a gun or did they CGI it? I don't care.
And I wouldn't know real from unreal. So
Exactly. They
Well,
should really stick
I
to
like
TVI.
action movies. I mean,
they use more energy to make sure that a gun looks real than they do in diversifying sets.
Thank
So
you.
get
Thank
out of
you.
here with that. Let's keep going because we
Yeah.
could go on with this forever.
Yeah.
Viacom, CBS, and Twitter have reached a multi-year global agreement that will bring premium digital content from hit shows, iconic franchises, and live events from the media giants, entertainment, news, and sports brand to the social network. So the content under the pact, of course, is going to come from Viacom, CBS, including BET, CBS Television Network, CBS News, CBS Sports, CMT, Comedy Central, MTV, including the MTV Music Awards. Now, they have already been kind of doing something. Like Twitter has been doing some of these things for years. Remember when they did Thursday Night Football?
Right,
And they had
right.
it broadcast through Twitter.
Exactly.
So, and then they had packs with all of the major league sports teams like NHL,
Yeah.
NBA. So they had that too to broadcast some of the games as well. So they've
Right.
had their foot in the television content game for a while. So this just kind of extends it. So
Yeah.
in addition, we're also talking Nickelodeon, Paramount Plus, Channel
makes
5.
sense. Mhm.
Yeah.
That makes a
Network
lot of
10
sense.
and Telefe. So in addition, CBS Viacom owned streaming service Paramount Plus will host 3 Twitter watch parties designed to capitalize on Twitter's ability to serve as a second screen and home to fan communities and conversations. Now, we all know this. How many of us have watched shows and tweeted about it? That was my
All the
thing to do
time.
during Queen Sugar, right? When Queen
All the
Sugar is
time.
on, I'm always there. When Pose was on, I was
Yeah.
always on Twitter
Oh,
doing things.
on
So
Twitter.
absolutely.
I watched The Masked Singer, and when I'm watching The Masked Singer, I got my phone and I'm looking at Twitter to see what the guesses are and people saying this, that, and the other. So yes, that relationship, it makes a lot of sense. And then another thing is, people will go, well, why would you want to watch it on a phone or device? Remember, they want Gen Z eyes, and Gen Z doesn't like TV. They watch on their phone. I'm telling you, it makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Exactly.
I just got a
So
notification that Disney Plus Day is here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is they're running a special. It's $1.99 for the first
Whatever.
month.
Well, so that's what's happening with Twitter. And I would say expect to see more of that as everybody's trying to get into this whole digital universe.
Okay.
You know, TV tries to play a good game like they don't care. They care.
They care.
Because the
They
next
care.
generation of viewers is not who's watching TV now. And what
Correct.
they need to do is to bring those people into the fold. And they've traditionally done a poor job of that.
That's right. Gen Z is that's the future. That's what's happening. That's how, you know, habits are formed and things that they roll over to the other generation. So you could say, I remember people like, I'm not texting. We all text. I'm not using emojis. We all use emojis. And this is what happened. So this is the new thing we're going to watch on Twitter.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about Spotify. They are acquiring an audiobook company. So they're getting into the audiobook game. Findaway handles audiobook distributions and creative services, and that's who Spotify is looking to acquire. So undisclosed price for right now, we don't know. And the company Findaway operates multiple businesses, including distributing audiobooks to various platforms and offering audiobook creation services under its business Findaway Voices. So they pair authors and with narrators, and that could become a new and very valuable source of revenue for Spotify. So it also will make Spotify both a commercial bookseller and a publisher of audiobooks, which they've been actually hesitant to accept for their podcasting efforts. But as you know, they're into the podcasting game now. How long ago was it that they made the acquisition of Anchor and what's the
they
network,
bought something else? Yeah, I can't remember the network.
They bought a podcast network as well. So they've been making acquisitions that are going to grow what they do in terms of audio. And Nir Zickerman, who is the head of audiobooks at Spotify, says this: with this acquisition, we're going to be able to accelerate the addition of an audiobook catalog onto the platform platform so that users can effectively get all the audio content that they want on one platform. They want you to stay right there.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
what
name
that
of the
means.
game.
Well, evidently, I
Stay
need
right
to
there.
put a Z in front of my last name because I'm missing out with all these.
I know.
See in
Look,
front of her
if
name.
you have a Z, if your last name or your surname starts with a Z, you are set.
You're
Let me
in.
see if I can change it to my last name to Zegwu. Then I'll be good.
Yeah, to Zoston or
And
something.
see,
I don't know.
this is another part of like the rise of audio, and people going, well, what's so good about audio? Lets you do other things.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it.
You
and
can listen and do
mobile.
something else. Multitask. That's why. And Spotify is smart to get in it. And they say, oh, well, what about Apple Podcasts? Well, listen, Spotify is on iPhone and it's iOS and Android, which is a bigger market than what Apple has. So
And they can turn those podcasts into mini books.
Exactly. One last story.
Oh, wait, Todd, I'm sorry. I saw on this week, what's her name? Not Kiki Palmer. She has an audio book coming out.
Yes.
Audio, it's not audio stories or something. I thought that was really cool with Amazon that she had.
Yeah.
She was doing videos about a Southern character, and people are on Instagram, I think, and people are loving it so much that now she's turned it into a audio story on Amazon.
Yeah, I saw a little bit about
look up
that.
the details. Yeah,
me too.
That's
I heard a
cool.
little bit about that. It's very cool.
What's it called? Southern something. Southern
I have to look
Lady?
it up. But yeah, I
Yeah.
did hear about that. There's so much stuff that comes out about Amazon and just everybody every day that it's like you see it and it's like, okay, I'm going to come back to it. And then you don't. So I actually do have to come back to that article. So I know
I thought that was cool.
It is cool. In the interest of time, I'm going to give you one more story, lots more, but this is one more story. So since today is Disney Plus Day, let's talk a little bit about Disney. Disney is planning to expand the happiest place on earth to the metaverse.
Are you kidding me?
It's real. So the metaverse is here, even though we think it's some utopia where we'll all be free. This is all looking to be controlled by corporate interests, but I'll digress. So once branding their theme parks as the happiest place on earth, now Disney is looking to take this title beyond the physical world. It says we're going to have a Disney metaverse before you can even say Mickey or Mickey Ficky. Anyway, during Wednesday's fourth quarter,
go ahead.
During Wednesday's fourth quarter earnings call, Walt Disney's company's CEO Bob Chapek reportedly told investors that the creation of the metaverse is already in progress. So they're already working on this. Reuters is citing him as saying that entering this new frontier on the digital scene would be consistent with the way that Disney has had a consistent history of technological innovation. So according to Taxi, this is not just recent. It dates back almost a century, where Steamboat Willie was the first ever cartoon to incorporate synchronized sound. So if you think about it in that sense, yes, they've always been looking on the forefront of technology and what it can do. Chapek also says this: our efforts to date are merely a prologue to a time when we'll be able to connect the physical and digital worlds even more closely, allowing for storytelling without boundaries in our own Disney.
That's the problem right there. That's the opposite word right there. Without boundaries. Okay? And the other thing, I get the impression that the metaverse is just going to be a duplication of Roblox at the Disney level. You know, you pick an avatar, the avatar gets to go shopping, has a pet, you build a life. Remember that? What was that? There was that
Second Life.
Yeah. For kids.
There are a lot of adults that play Second Life. So
yeah.
No, I'm talking about what Disney's building.
A Second Life for kids. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the whole thing is, what I'm not liking, and obviously in order to build these things, money is needed, and this is where corporate funding comes in.
Yes.
But this whole thing doesn't seem like anything but corporations taking their stuff into a digital virtual space. That's what
Yes.
it seems like.
They're
And that is
claiming,
really,
yes, they're claiming their
claiming
digital space. That's what
they're
they're doing.
staking a claim.
And, and they are collaborating on this effort.
They are.
Well,
They
before
are.
we
They
didn't
are.
feel as threatened because it was, this company, that company. But now that this whole stuff is merging into one big metaverse, this could be
And see,
challenging.
with this announcement with Disney is, and I was saying before that Mark Zuckerberg thinks that he's going to own this, this whole Wild Wild West. But Disney is like, hold on, wait a minute, we're coming in with our version of this and that. Now then there'll be other corporations like Dr. Taji said, they're coming to stake their claim.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
did somebody? Oh,
No.
oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, Zuckerberg said, oh, the metaverse and meta and this and that, like he's owning it, but he won't own it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll own a piece of it, his little piece.
Okay.
But Disney will have their piece, and Netflix will have their piece, and whoever.
So
else.
my iPad was getting ready to vamoose.
Oh, okay.
And so I actually was like, let me get out of it because it's on 1%. And then it just went to I don't know what. Anyway.
I thought maybe
So-
somebody in Clubhouse was talking.
No.
That wasn't even Clubhouse. I had gotten out of it.
Okay.
Because I knew it was about to die.
Close this room. We don't have anyone in Clubhouse right now, and we've been on here for a minute. But I want them to be able to hear from Dr. Tachi, so I keep the room open. Okay. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, this is good when you do, if you do a replay for Fridays.
Exactly.
Then there people will come in later and.
Exactly. And I
hopefully take a listen.
think the button is active, but go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just saying for next week.
So so finally with this, the metaverse is a buzzword, absolutely.
Yep.
But Disney apparently has been working on something like this for a while. I'm kind of not surprised. So
I'm
even
not shocked
before
either.
Facebook made the announcement, Disney had been planning on something like this.
So will it be? I thought this was a collaboration, so it won't be.
No, it's not collaboration.
So when you were saying collaboration, I thought you meant collaborating with other entities on this. Yeah, yes. But in terms, everybody is stake. The metaverse is kind of like, okay, this physical world physical world exists, and everybody has some people
an avatar or whatever. Because Zuckerberg had a video of an avatar of him and trying to explain, what it was all about.
Okay.
Right, and there's even a commercial out now that talks about the metaverse, which is stupid, but whatever. So the point is that that everybody is trying to access. The only way it feels like we'll be able to access this virtual world is through an entity. That's the way it feels like it's being set up now, either through Facebook or through Disney or through this company or that company. That's how it's starting to feel. So whatever promise this metaverse offers kind of feels watered down by the fact that corporate interests are setting this up.
Right. And
I don't know about anybody else.
They're trying to be the onboarding to this new world. I'm not even going to call it metaverse because it could be something else. Okay. But they'll always be open source. That's the good thing about the internet and this process.
Right.
They'll always be open source. They won't be as big as Meta. They won't be big as Disney, but they'll always be open source. That's how the web works. That's why we have CNN.com, and then we have if Pat doing her Bull Durham doing her news section in her section of the internet, and you have to find your way to it or be led to it somehow. So that's how I feel it's going to be for this metaverse. Zuckerberg doesn't own it. He's just trying to stake his claim. It's the gold rush. Everybody's getting their claim, trying to go into this new land, and it's like, okay, Disney and Meta and whoever is going to be the corporate onboarding. Remember how AOL was, you got the little this and that. That was the internet. That wasn't the internet. That was just a little piece of it. So the same thing with this metaverse. There'll be open source where there'll be other people other communities, other, people who culture or whatever who want to hang together will hang in their own space. It won't have to be owned by Zuckerberg. He doesn't own it. But he's trying to
No,
own
he
it.
does. He doesn't own it.
He's trying
But
to
what it
present
feels
that he
like,
owns it. Mhm.
what it feels like is because
He
the
don't own it.
average person, no, he doesn't. But
He don't own it.
we all have to access things through certain portals, and
Yeah.
it feels like they're trying to be the go-to portal to access all of these things. But like you said, it's open source. People can always build other aspects of it, and you can partake in that way. But if you think about it, there are other lesser known social networks as well. Why do people use Facebook as opposed to that? So he who has the biggest mouth usually gets the most attention. So
we went through, and that's why I brought up AOL. Remember those days of the internet when it was like you thought, well, the internet was AOL. No, that was just onboarding. You could get on without AOL. You didn't need that. Same thing here. We don't need Zuckerberg. I'm like, he can say whatever he wants. He acts like he owns it. He doesn't own it. He's staking his corporate claim, like Dr. Taji says. They're staking their corporate claim.
I want you to know we just lost Facebook. No.
they were never going to be a sponsor anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm done.
Oh, really? Mercy. I was okay. All right. This metaverse thing, I don't think I really understand it. Let me see if I can. I know you're done, but can I ask the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it, you were talking about, in terms of, being global, and so is it sort of like everybody wants their own little continent around so you have a Disney verse and a metaverse, or are they in?
It's going to be like going on vacation. It's going to be like going on vacation. Like what country do you want to go to?
Yes.
Like where do you want Alaska, or do you want the Bahamas? Do you want to go to Italy or Rome? It depends on like what your interest is going to be. And that's why I said Zuckerberg is coming out like he owns this thing, and he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't own it. He owns the Facebook corporate branded branded part of it, but here comes Disney to say, hey, we're gonna have our little Disney World branded over here. You decide where you want to go.
Okay, so you can visit different.
It's not going to be some lock world where it's only Facebook. Right. That's not how it works. That's not what's that commercial. That's not how any of this works.
I love that commercial. Yeah, no,
that's not exactly how any of this works. It's about, and I'm glad Dr. Taji said it's about corporate branding. And it's about staking that claim in, and it's not Metaverse, it's Web 3.0. It's the next level.
Okay, so then
he called it Metaverse. He doesn't own. I don't even listen to that.
The whole thing, the concept of Metaverse actually came out of a book from 1940 something. It's not even a new concept.
He doesn't own it.
Nothing he does is new.
He doesn't own it. He's presenting
exactly.
That's a pattern for him.
That's what I'm saying. As long as we have open source, as long as we have coders, as long as we have programmers that are not connected to any kind of corporate entity, there will always be a smorgasbord or a buffet. You decide what you want.
Okay.
Well, you can, but think about the fact that some people don't even know what they want, which is why they go to a big entity to tell them what they need.
Right.
They're going to go for Facebook because they're going to make it easy for them to access this quote unquote metaverse. And the other ways are going to be too hard for them.
Think about this as a family vacation. What's easier? Is it easier to go to Disney World, Disneyland, because everything is all in one? Or is it it's harder to sit down and make an itinerary? We're going to Italy and we're going to go here and here and here. That's harder. That's harder. So people shy away
the masses are not going to do that.
Right.
The masses are not going to sit
down
and
to
do
Disney World for whatever $12.99 or whatever the price is, or all in one package, all inclusive package. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is. So it's easier to just, here's my money, Disney, give me the experience. Than to say people that like to do things on their own and want to experience, say the real part of Rome or wherever they're going, instead of the commercialized, you go down this path and everything's done for you. Right.
Okay.
Right. That's what it really is.
So there are already events that have been happening in the metaverse. Natalie Crew I know. I think you guys know Natalie.
Yeah, I know Natalie.
She watches media. She's a media scoper. She actually has been really big into the metaverse and into NFTs and crypto for a long time.
Mhm.
And she actually a couple of weeks ago they just did the Metaverse Music Festival, and the entire thing took place in the metaverse.
Wow.
So I actually want to have her on to Mediascope to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah,
And
that'll be fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
she said yes. We just got to find a time when
Okay,
we
you got to
can connect.
schedule it. Okay, good.
Yeah, we just have to schedule it. So
Yeah.
she said yes. So
That's
yeah,
Good.
so we can find out more about that when she
Mhm.
comes on.
Mhm.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that.
That's interesting.
Make sure you label that so I can jump in. I want to,
Absolutely.
and that you
Absolutely.
record it too. If it's a, you know,
Ah,
early.
we record
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, everything's recorded.
All right.
You
All right.
go to Mediascope YouTube.
Oh,
Is
well,
everything's there?
That's true. Yes. And I was thinking about inside. Okay. Inside of the
But
club.
it's just talking about
Oh,
Meta.
yeah.
It just irks me because I'm like, first of all, Zuckerberg doesn't own it. It's
Well,
like
you know-
saying I own the internet. He doesn't. He's just got his own little corporate branded Meta.
I
Disney
can tell
World,
this
whatever.
has really taken a toll on the back of your neck because
It just irks me whenever I see Metaverse and his face, and I'm like, it's just you guys are just following him because he's Zuckerberg and Facebook. No, I like
it's a
off the beaten
distraction.
path.
Mhm.
I give
It's a
him open
distraction.
source.
Exactly.
It-
Okay,
and-
ladies.
but see, we could go on forever. But
Yeah,
I,
we
I,
could.
I've,
But
I've
it's
wrapped
just
up.
it's
I'm
the
good.
path. It's the easiest path. And then I'm not mad with him because he figured out he can own this and lead people to the easy path and make money off of it. So.
Mhm. Wow. But Dr. Tachi, I'm gonna let you have the last word. Look.
So yeah, Metaverse. Look for this is not the only. These are not going to be the only two companies there. As Terry said, this is open source. Other people are going to be creating things. There have already been things, so they're already late to the party. The Metaverse has been going for a while. People have been having things in these virtual worlds for a while, but look for other entities to take programming into the metaverse. I had said something about Netflix actually taking things into the metaverse, and if they're smart, they will. They've made smart decisions in the past. So I think if this doesn't prove anything, it shows how far behind media outlets are in terms of what's happening technologically. And if they don't jump on this, they're now 2 generations behind. So I kind of need them to step it up. And that's my word.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Look, we're going to get ready to go. Ladies, I always learn so much. I had to step out earlier, but I was listening. And I want to thank everybody who tuned in on Clubhouse. I want to say thank you so much to Ann and Mark. And there were several other people in here, and I just want to say thank you. They had to go. But in the meantime, I also want to remind people that if you're watching on the replay, hi, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I want to thank Dr. Tachi from Mediascope and TJ online everywhere. Guys, I love you, and I send the love your way. Remember to go to the front of your own line, and we'll see you Monday, everyone. Bye-bye.